Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. Let's see, got the mic right. Yep, I think so. All right.
Okay. Hey.
Hello. Hi there.
How are you?
Jen, right?
Good.
Yes.
Good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. So, okay, cool. If you can't really hear me well on the phone, that's just the phone. I can't do anything about it.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Right now I hear you just fine. So
Okay, cool.
no,
Your voice is
yeah.
being recorded on the thing, though, not your face. So
Okay.
it's a
No
live,
problem.
unlisted thing, whatever.
Okay.
I just thought it would be faster that way, where I'll use YouTube to record it faster rather than
Yeah.
having to go through it and edit it, which is totally fine. I can do that. It's just now it's become kind of a little bit. I'm just not in the mood for it. It's
I
fine.
hear you. Sometimes the editing is like more time consuming than you want it to be too, and you're like, that wasn't I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, and it's just basically like I don't know. I find it kind of like what's the hullabaloo about the whole. It is a pass. It is sorry. It's sorry. I like using that word sometimes.
I love
Uh,
it.
yeah. Or the what is it? Kit and caboodle.
I use that one. The whole kit and caboodle episode. Yeah.
Or from a TV show I used to watch. What was it? The whole enchilada.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I heard. I watched this movie. I totally forget what it is, but the guy said a corny line, or the girl, I can't remember. She goes, "Razzle dazzle," and I was like, "What?" I get secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
I felt embarrassed because it didn't like line up with the movie, and so now I say it all the time. That's my new word. Razzle dazzle.
that's not from 13 going on 30, is it? With Mark
No,
Ruffalo? No. Okay.
no, it's not. I forget which one it is. I think it was
Razzle,
was it
because I know it's
Secret?
candy, right? I think it's candy. Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle. Is it? It might be. It might
I
be.
think it's an actual candy. I don't know if it's just in the movie or anything, but
Oh, I think it was from. You know what I think it was from? Lost. The one girl in her
oh,
life back in LA was an actress, and she was on a set. The set was like in the 70s, and she like was. I think she may have been like a stripper, but she was like popo or like law enforcement or something.
yeah.
And she went to go beat someone's ass, and she's like razzle dazzle, and then like kicked him. And I was like, what is going on?
Maybe okay. I
Those things they have to say that.
okay, cool. So I was just on a call with my boyfriend, and it's
Okay.
he talks a lot. I mean, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way at all. No, I love it. He's adorable, as I call it. Um, so sometimes it takes a while to kind of get off the phone because
Yeah.
I don't want to get off the phone. He doesn't want to get off the phone, so that's
Right.
fine. Anyways, okay. So going to your story. Hello, everyone. I'm looking at my YouTube. So, this is a reading for your question was this aligned for 2026? Okay, so let's see here. So you literally want the first. We're gonna go with the 1st of January, literally for next month. Um,
Okay.
and see what I get here. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I opened that. Okay, I have this cheat sheet. It's not really a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
It's like over 800 pages of information on single space too. On
Yeah.
asteroids, it's one of my bread and butter. Um,
Okay.
anyways, while that's loading, I'm going to look at what I can find on this chart right here. Let's see. Okay, transits. see here. Okay. So you're talking about, you wanted to know about what? Sorry, I'm kind of curious about sessions, classes, programs. Like, what do you mean, like
So
taking classes on it?
I'm a psychic medium, and I went through some recent upgrades, some recent ascensions. I feel the involvement of um, the abilities I have,
Hmm.
and I'm interested to know which modality I'm being kind of nudged towards. Am I being nudged towards more of a like activation healing energy session? Is it is it teaching and being like a guide or teacher? Is it
Okay.
um,
Okay.
yeah?
For what?
That makes sense.
Yes, yes. For what purposes are you more drawn to, for career wise, or what do you mean?
This would be for that. Yeah, this would be for work. Yes, this would be for
Ah,
work.
okay. So we'll have to look into the Earth houses. Okay, your North Node is in the second. That explains you're here to share how you communicate, everything you're learning. That includes anything with siblings, anything to do with partnerships, pairs, twins. You're used to having that heavy knowledge of the ether. It's like it's a Neptune energy. You carry that through in this life, and you've learned how to transform that, and you continue to transform that. But it comes easily for you, in terms of when you actually start to trust. Well, I guess when you were younger, it wasn't there yet. I noticed that when you were a kid, you didn't really. You were curious about many things that's outside of this world, but it was kind of more like a past life interest, and then you naturally get guided to it when you go into your meditative state, or your state where you're really connected and you tap into your hidden talents. um, I find that with this one, you have a strong connection to your past life, your past lives, rather, your past parallel lives. A lot of those gifts are very like, people might call you like hips. You're like a hippie, kind of like the
Yeah.
traveler. You're very much connected to traveling, sports, anything that's but more related to spirituality. If it's like it's like spiritual athleticism. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely were most likely some kind of like a priest, priestess. Um, like you're just in touch with the water. So I guess you were probably good as a swimmer when you were young. You kind
As
of
a what?
doubted it though. Yeah.
I missed what you said. You
You
said
were
you were probably
good
good as.
as a swimmer, or like a water
Oh,
polo, anything to do with
I
water. Yeah.
I love the water.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. So those are the gifts you can carry on through this life. This is a lot of these gifts, but you're specifically talking about modalities. Um,
Yeah.
let's take a look.
But it's interesting. I do like where you were going with the ability. Mm.
Yeah. So you do have those gifts. You're very, but be careful of any sort of illusions of truths that don't fit your truth. Meaning, like, because you know about Bashar, right? He talks about
Yeah.
how people ask him, like, "What's the truth?" And it's like, there is no one truth. Everything is
Right.
true. The only thing that's true is that everything is true.
Right. Yeah.
So
No, I do.
yeah. So one of those things is, it's definitely, you know how to work with um, anything to do with magic, charm. Um, um, a lot of it can be tied to kind of possibly doctrine, but it's not that. It's more about transcending the doctrine, transcending all the ego desires, but not escaping from it. Neptune represents the veil between ego and beyond that. But we have to learn how to work with both. That is real transcendence,
Right.
right? It's
Yes.
integration. Yeah.
I was literally just talking about that earlier today.
Yeah.
And like we don't shed like traumas or things that we've been through entirely. They're still
No,
gonna be there.
exactly.
But we can
Absolutely.
acknowledge them if they come forward, we can acknowledge them. But this time we can
Absolutely.
put them to seat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, so you're used to working. I believe you've always also enjoyed not only traveling, but sort of even going beyond that, where I think you have this connection to I don't know. Do you have a strong connection to deities?
Yeah. Yes.
You do? Okay. I
Yes.
feel like there's something about that. Good thing I'm wearing this the jet here, and I'm wearing dragon's blood and what is this
Oh.
other one? Forgot what this serp it's a dragon egg looking thing, but it's whenever I use it, it's like boom, it connects.
Yeah,
Um,
I have connection to dragon too. So
where does that show me here? Smoky dragon. One of the hold on. I'm sure it's there. It's there. I know it is. I just haven't seen it right now. But that's totally fine. Yeah. And do you work a lot with fire?
I I need to.
Okay.
I need to.
Okay. So you're more in touch with the water, but less with the fire. Okay. Because Vesta, the goddess Vesta, she's the Roman equivalent of your Greek Hestia. She's about purity, standing your ground, having boundaries, having respect,
Mm,
reverence for anything that is pure, and
yeah,
pure as in a way that is like what makes sense and resonates with you.
with you.
Where
Yeah,
it's yes, meaning
yeah.
when I say pure, I mean the acceptance of what exactly is. That's
Right.
what I mean.
What does that mean?
Yeah, people sometimes think pure means like to revert back to something that it was originally. Maybe a tiny
Mm,
bit, but not really. Pure is like your actual presence, like a childlike presence, right? You have a lot of fire placements in your chart. Well, they have a strong one here. Um, so, but a lot of it is pulled by your past lives. Hmm. Let me see what your current life is. Okay, you can actually work with this one. So what will happen here is it's important for you to work with any sort of knowledge you sort of acquire, but it has to be practical knowledge, knowledge that you can actually apply. Or rather, what I would say is maybe this is coming out a little bit more biased, and using experience to gain knowledge rather than the opposite way. Because we're so used to that brainwashing thing that's like, oh, information first and I'll act, and like, or information first and that's not how I learn. No, that's not how learning works. Real
right.
learning, it's called acquisition. I'm a language teacher, so we follow language acquisition, but many language
Yeah.
teachers don't even follow that. So, anyways, uh,
Right.
so a lot of it's showing me here that you definitely with Vesta, Hestia, Vesta or Hestia, work with that
Okay.
energy of um, it's actually Kundalini energy.
That would make sense. That would make sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say something that is that I don't know. It's something to do with fortitude, devotion, discipline, hard work. Because I know that, and I hope you don't take offense to this, because I know with Aries energy, when it comes to task, it's like an explosive energy, right? It's like you have this
Yeah.
strong inspiration to create something, but
Yeah.
then what happens is that when the energy runs out, this is its shadow in Libra. I'm Libra, by the
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah.
you rest, and that's a good thing. So it
Right.
doesn't mean
Okay.
that you don't accomplish things. It's just you might also want to come back to it. Any sort of
Yeah.
things, because you never know what modality you've gone into before, right?
Say that. I
Yeah,
like the way you're saying this.
yeah. Just come
You're
back.
right. Because I do need rest,
Yeah,
and I do rest quite a bit, and I have no timeline. There is no time. So when I get things done, I get them done,
yeah.
and
Exactly.
that's okay.
And that's okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Okay.
you doing you. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So, this one's there's a strong tie to Vesta here. So she's about Kundalini, honoring yourself, respecting yourself, you're honoring your vitality. She's also about certain types of sacrifice or servitude, but in this case, I don't want to say sacrifice. I use the word sanctify.
Sanctify.
Yes, because you use that's a gift from your past life where you instead of giving off yourself or giving off yourself, where it no longer your basically your cup is empty. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, always fill it up. Yeah, right.
Oh my, you're bugging me out. I literally said that verbatim earlier too today. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Well, there you go. That's why this reading was meant
It
to
is
happen.
there. Connection is
Yeah,
there. Yes.
yeah. Also, have you been also? Let me see here. There's a because of the Neptune past life thing. There might have been times in the past where idealistic or um, what do you call this? Dogmatic influences
Okay.
might have come into play, where
Yeah,
it's
I can see
like, you know, there's a certain belief. Like, let me see your moon. Where's your moon sign? Oh, it's in Cancer. Okay, so your sun sign, even though it is in Aries, is tied to Vesta. It's also in the 12th house. So you do have still have that tendency and strong desire for really transcendent creative energy. Like it's what
okay.
lights you up. You're just like, I want to create more than what's here on Earth. But here's the thing. Here's the rub-off. Your moon in Cancer is right at home in it. There's magic and beauty in going to find the spirituality and the energy and the essence of material things.
Okay.
So, you know, like for example, some people have thought, I sometimes still believe this sometimes, where it's like, I can't be in a noisy environment for me to be present. That's not exactly true.
Not exactly true, right?
Yeah, Eckhart Tolle says that the best way to practice presence is optimally in a quiet place, but that's when you practice it, so to speak. Then,
Right.
when you're in an actual situation where either the external environment's actually noisy or full of high energy, when you're
Yeah.
present with it, it's almost like you create this field of energy around you. And this is where
Right.
Vesta comes in,
Okay.
and it basically blocks it. You're not receptive towards that.
I totally understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. It's like you can pull that essence in because that's where you practice.
Yes,
You're like attuned to that. So now when you're in the noisy environment, you're able to like surround yourself with that quiet space.
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and because what I'm seeing here with your moon, I need to address this whole thing with the moon here. You were used to in the past probably very loyal to relationships, even if they were toxic. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a thing, yes.
So here, what that means is the reason they were most likely toxic is because we were allowing them to violate our boundaries, or rather, we didn't set hard enough boundaries for ourselves. So this is the story of Ixion. He was the father of centaurs. He wasn't actually a centaur, but he was about violations because in ancient Greek customs, he violated the custom of hospitality. He, when I say hospitality, he also means like something about relatives or something. I think he killed his uncle or something like that, and
Huh.
he tried to flirt with Hera, Zeus's wife, and he was like basically punished for it. So that's where Zeus comes in as a representative of our boundaries. It's like no.
Yep.
So in other words, finding our true bliss inside
Yep.
from within and figuring out what that means in terms of turning it into an actual boundary,
Yes.
right?
Yep. I understand that.
So let's see if you're oh good. Your moon and your sun are not okay. They're not up challenging each other. That's good. That's usually a good sign. So that means you have a connection to your artistic side and uh, your creative impulse, so to speak, and
Yeah.
then you're also your inner self, which is the moon represented by the moon here. So um, trying to connect this to how it's tied to modality. So with both the sun and the moon here, with fire and water, it's good to work, yes, with both elements, but not literally just only literal work with the elements and what they actually mean inside you, right? If you look at that transition between water and fire, water comes first. People say it's fire, yes, but technically there wouldn't be flames and inspiration without the darkness.
Right.
Darkness came first before the light. This is how it is.
Right.
People sometimes just like, oh, the light was created because it was dark. No, the light was created not because it was out of the darkness to kind of resist the darkness. No, it's to acknowledge that we do see the darkness through the light. And that's how it
Right.
is. Primordial energy is actually very creative and it's actually very warm. People don't realize that primordial, like the primordial mother
Yeah.
the essence of create when in when we were raised. I was raised Catholic, so um, you talked about the whole like it was before there was chaos, yada yada, and all that stuff, right? That's
Okay.
exactly what that's chaos energy. It's
Sure.
primordial energy. It's the quantum vacuum in quantum physics. They call it the same thing. So that principle, feminine, it's actually tied to divine feminine, I believe, which is also Vesta, by the way.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is making so much more sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you tie in both those, what your basic needs are tied in with what your wants are. Um, I see here is basically a strong connection to balancing all the elements within you, right? In fact, you have the fire, air, earth, water. I see it. It's actually very beautiful. Um, so how this is going to work, I'm seeing here is that so okay, let's go back to Vesta here.
Okay.
So standing your ground, probably also rekindling lights within the breath of life. I don't know. In a literal sense, do you try you do qigong and tai chi or yoga?
I have not. I haven't.
Okay,
I haven't.
okay,
I
that's
haven't
fine.
tried them.
Because you can go into different modalities with that too, even
Sure.
dabble in some of them because this is Gemini here is you're about technically you're here to teach what you already know. When I
Okay.
say no, it's not just purely knowledge.
Right.
I mean the
Right.
other
Right.
types.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
the wisdom from the
Okay.
past. Yes, you're here to do that.
Okay.
You're here to express to them the freedom of transcendence, meaning integration. So basically, teaching is one of those things. You could put teaching in terms of how you share your information, or not just. I don't like the word teach anymore. I feel like teaching has this, it has that meaning of like I'm going to tell you what to do, or I'm going to
I'm gonna.
tell. Yes,
Right. Yeah, I
yeah,
hear you. And it's not so much. It's not really about that. Let me share my experience. Right. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
That's exactly. That's how you become. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, let's see here. So the yoga stuff. Okay, there's also stuff about farming. I don't know if you go into sort of anything related to farming, not necessarily agriculture or farming itself, but things to do with cycles of life.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's.
go ahead. Yes, what? Go ahead.
I thought I was like I had said three things like a year and a half ago. I said in order. I go. I'm going to develop my psychic mediumship first. I'm going to then get into energy healing, and then there's going to be something with like herbs, plants,
Uh-huh.
on like a big plot of land farming. So it's interesting that you bring it up. It's really interesting that you even touch on that. That's wild.
Have you heard of permaculture?
Permaculture. Um, I'm writing it down. I off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
I might have read about it a little bit and just forgot that that's the name of it. But off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure what it is.
Okay. So basically, it is the return of how nature um, behaves in terms of every little, you can say pockets or the general ecosystems of the planet,
Or
where vegetation and plants and actually life itself, including the animals around it, literally coexist and they harmonize with one another. There is no waste, it's recycled, it's
okay,
self resilient, self sufficient, self propagating.
okay,
Yeah, no reseeding, no doing this with the soil, no reusing of the soil, no abusing the soil, perfectly natural. So,
wow.
yeah. So I'll
That
send go ahead.
I have like a place that I go to,
Mm,
and the place is exactly what you're talking about. It's just like that.
nice.
It's like that. It's more utopian where everything coexists with one another, harmonizes.
Uh-huh.
It's like we all work in harmony together. With I don't, I can't. It's hard for me to explain it.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just
It's
wondering.
yeah.
Let's see here. Do you okay? Well, if you're interested, there's a group on school that
Uh-huh.
recently opened up their courses for free so that everyone has access.
Oh wow.
And it's like typically the course takes about it's like a thousands more than close to one to $3,000.
Really?
Yeah, and now they open it for free so everyone access because I feel like this person wants people to know how to know about permaculture. So if you want, I
Oh,
can send you that invite link and then
yeah, that'd be great.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, you know what? I'll do that right
That's so
now.
funny. I did a past life reading with a friend of mine, and she was trying to get my past lives, but I ended up being in the future. In one of my lives, I was just so engulfed with the nature, the animals, and everything around me. So it's really interesting that you bring this forward.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. So you
I
did
got it.
QHHT, is that what it was?
Say it again.
Was it QHHT or
No, not what she does.
hmm,
She doesn't do it that way. She has another. She does more of like a, rather it be hypnosis. It's more of like a guided type. Um,
okay.
it's more of a guided type reading with my like higher self.
Okay.
She asks me questions while I'm in like a meditative state, and then I'll just respond to her.
Okay.
But I'd love to do the like
Okay.
QHHT.
Yeah. I would
Have you
love to
done that?
you mean as like as a client or as a
Have
class?
you? Yeah, as a client, have you gotten?
I got a short version of it, but it was still good
Okay.
because that means that you're still able to channel.
Ah,
It's mostly conscious, but it
yeah,
was interesting. So I was like, I realized, oh, you can do that. But no, I haven't done the full like in person,
right,
like
right,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Would love
I
to.
would
Okay,
love
that's
to, yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get here with. Uh, so something to do also with the heart. It's related to the heart. It's related to again. That's something about incandescence. Something about pyro, fire, right? Um, something to do with the stars as well. Sun, stars. I don't know if
Okay.
you connect with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done CPR on the side. Something to do with heart,
No.
like life-saving stuff, or or anything to do with anti-inflammatory medicine.
Oh,
That's another one.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Huh.
and definitely also an inspirational leadership role in the community. That's a big part of Vesta, which ties in with Aries energy as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Your the degree of the sun in Aries is 28. It's what we call the anaretic degrees. It
Oh yes,
means.
I heard about this.
Oh, you heard it. Okay.
Heard
Um,
about it, but I just heard about it for the first time, like maybe 2 months ago. So I'm
hmm.
not 100% like sure like what it is. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I've heard of it, and the word
Yeah,
you just said I was looking for just the other day, and I'm like, there it is. He said
it's
it.
yeah, it's just what do you call this? It just means it's the last few degrees of the sign, and
Right.
there's an emphasis of that sun in there, which means
Okay.
that for you, a lot of it is tied to your vitality, what gives you energy in terms of what you focus on more, so that you feel that creative impulse.
Okay.
It's also related to how you related with your father. Your father is from a past life.
Okay.
You had some sort of contract with him, and you say, "Let's go to this life together again." But this time I'll be in this role and you'll be in this role. I was like,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is from your past life. However, there's been some integration you needed that were as unconscious fears and unconscious powerlessness you had to go through, especially when you were
Okay.
younger.
Makes sense.
Um, because you come from that generation of myself, we have Plutonian Libra generation. But it's tied to your Saturn here. And both are in retrograde. So when it came to specific types of work, you you naturally sought out things that were how to explain this, where you related with people in a very unique sort of like way that it was not only real and like super like fucking genuine, but also like like the way you communicated with them. It was sort of like it's almost like you learned from each other. I'm getting this whole thing. That's how you kind of earned your money. as well with past previous types of jobs, or your ability to earn money comes from that when you relate with people in a very serious but not too serious ways where it kind of flows with your path forward. But it
Okay.
did kind of come into conflict when it comes to your own creativity. Maybe you don't necessarily shine in this life per se, like shine as in like, look at me kind of thing. You shine more in groups like this, like spiritual communities, when you are doing things that are more on the energetic side of things. Um,
Okay.
what am I seeing in the 12th house here? Go into 1 second. So any sort of behind the scenes stuff, restorative solitude, quiet places. Um, I don't know if you've ever done work healing people in prison, hospitals, mental institutions.
I have just started that path with my energy. It's like recently like turned on. I can really feel it like coming through my hands, my feet. So just started working with it, just started learning with it.
Mhm,
No idea where it's going to take me, but we're along for the ride.
mhm, yeah. Okay, cool. That includes
That's
other.
very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That includes also things like inhibitions, hidden dangers, things that are hidden literally that we sweep under the rug.
Uh-huh.
It's very karmic. When I say karmic, not necessarily not because it's punishment. We think karma is
Right,
punishment. Like no,
right.
what is that? What is that they use in science? In science, cause and effect. There you go.
Cause and effect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the one.
Okay. Yep.
So that kind of stuff. Also with charity, there's also stuff with charity related things,
Okay.
public welfare. Very creative areas of anything like art, music, dancing, writing. I feel like it's connected more to writing.
Okay.
So, do you do automatic writing already? Like you tried that?
Uh, so it's funny. Like I will get these bursts where I have to write, and I end up writing. End up automatic writing some type of poem.
Hmm. Yeah.
That happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
It happens quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny because I do poetry too, but it's
Really?
mine pauses, and then I just sit there and just like I try not to rhyme too much. I try to do free verse, but sometimes I don't know. I feel like some of my guides are just telling me just rhyme it, just flow more. It's like
Mine
okay.
is so rhymey. It is. Mine is so rhymey. I'm kind of sometimes I'm like, but I feel like okay, let me just let it play out because it'll evolve over time. It'll evolve
Absolutely.
over time. You know. Yeah.
And I
But
bet
sometimes like two full pages and I have this whole like poem. Sometimes it's just like four lines, but it's
mm,
so random, so random.
no,
And
that's
when
random. It's good too. That's
I
good.
try to automatic write, like nothing comes. I swear. Like if I sit here and I try to automatic write, nothing comes. But if I'm like just doing something, it doesn't matter what it is. If I'm working, if I'm like maybe just kind of sitting by myself, all of a sudden I get like this burst and I gotta write. Poems coming. Here it comes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you gain a lot of experience and wisdom from literally just doing. That's how you pick
Yeah.
things up. Very.
Okay.
A lot of it though is tied to your Chiron. Your Mercury conjunct Chiron here, your ascendant, shows that Chiron Venus rules your whole chart. You're very much kind of uh, a lot of your experiences are tied not only to experiences but the senses of it. Like you're literally like using the senses, specifically the ear, nose, and throat area.
Yes. Yes.
So I believe you have your clairaudience is pretty strong, but you probably have clairsentience that's quite strong as well.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and
Yes. Yes.
claircognizance, your Mercury is in the 12th house. So it's right here, but okay,
Yep. That's
okay,
it.
yeah,
That's what. Yeah.
that's
I mean, they all come on, but the strongest is exactly what you listed. Those are the
okay.
strongest.
Okay, that's cool. Uh, but there's a hidden part in this one. Mars is conjunct your Mercury too, with also Sedna. Um, This is very interesting. Sedna is the
Okay.
furthest dwarf planet discovered today. She's way out there. She has a solar orbit of about 1,100 years. So she's
What's it called?
Sedna. She's named,
Setna.
yeah, she's named after the goddess of, what is she? Goddess of nature and waters in Inuit mythology.
Stop. Stop it. Stop it.
What?
Because I have this the other night when I go to this group every Monday and Thursday. I teach the group on Mondays, somebody else teaches on Thursdays. But after the class that we teach, we do like exercises to just, continue practicing our ability. And we were doing trying to figure out what was on the other side of the card. And what I had picked up was something relative to Inuit. I swear. It was something that was relative to Inuit. And I used that exact word. I used that exact word.
No,
It's so
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, well, your sun being in Aries means that your Mars ruling Taurus, you also have Taurus qualities in you, which means that you go with your senses. And
Yes.
Sadhana is tied to these senses. So Sadhana is the higher vibration of Ceres, which is the high vibration of the moon. So that means it's our basic needs. Sadhana releases all of that. Her story was connected to, there's basically her story, to put it a very abbreviated version of it, or an abridged version of it, is that there was a foreigner coming in dressed as a human being, which was actually a crow, who tried to lure her out of her responsibilities at home because that made her feel safe and all that stuff. And what happened was she tried to do that, but her father tried to stop her. So as she was running away, in a boat, her father chased her. So they both ended up in a boat together, I believe. And but then this crow, or is this raven? Crow, yeah, it's the crow. It comes in different forms. It's a bird.
Yeah.
He flapped its wings and created this huge cyclone that basically got this scared. The father so fucking scared for his life that he was like, the boat was shaking. He was like, "Oh my god, we're gonna drown!" And then Sedna fell off, but as she tried to come back up, the father chopped off her fingers. So it's a symbol of self-serving beliefs, limiting beliefs, being pulled from one to the other. So when it comes to the Sedna placement here, it shows that it's like, because it's tied to Mars, there's something about trusting your own choices that you make when it comes to your sexual energy. And it's tied to,
Okay.
yeah, and it's tied actually to your Mercury ascendant and your Chiron, where you literally work with earth elements so that you can bring out more from it than what they seem. Like it's almost like alchemy. I'm getting the word
Yeah.
alchemy. Yeah, it's just sort of alchemize that energy. Um, but it could also mean that, when you were a kid, did you get into like minor accidents or something like that? Or shaking with your head or something about the head here? There was some sort of.
I did get into yeah, so I did get into an accident. I was 16.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I didn't go out of the window, but I have like scars over here on the side of my face because of it.
Oh,
And then I just saw you kind of going like this. I also have horrible TMJ. Like my jaw cracks all the time.
oh, mine too.
Doesn't oh my god, that's so
Yeah,
funny. Yeah.
a lot of us with Chiron Taurus placements have that. There's a jaw
Really?
thing. Yeah, there's also, it could be tied to tinnitus. I have Meniere's. Um, it's tied to also a little bit of the vision, but not really. It's ear, nose, throat. So here as well.
Okay.
Because maybe when you were a kid, you didn't really have your voice. Then you
I
try to
didn't.
get it.
Not when I
Yeah,
no, I did not.
yeah,
I did not. I
yeah,
was yeah, no,
yeah,
exactly. Ding ding ding. Hit the
yeah.
nail on the head.
So, and in fact, when it did come out, it came off kind of like, I'm gonna stand my fucking ground. It just came off either like dominant or angry,
Yeah,
right?
I
So,
would agree with that.
yeah. So, and you've learned through that, right? So, in fact,
Right.
yeah. Where's your? I'm just trying to think here. So I'm still trying to tie that to how that's connected to like what modality to go into. So I would say usually Chiron is one of the best ways to go about your how one actually works through their purpose. I wouldn't say work
Uh-huh.
through, but like find their purpose. Well, life itself is purpose. We know that.
Sure.
But in terms of the modality, like you said, Chiron is tied to your midheaven. It flows
Okay.
well through it. So when you have you been teaching people how to communicate to themselves and get in touch with their own sensuality and sexuality?
I haven't been teaching that.
Okay, so that's one thing that can be tied to that. Maybe something you haven't tapped into yet, but it's there right now. Pluto in retrograde? No, Pluto's not in retrograde right now. Yay, it's moving forward. So that means that there's a shift in your own career, vocation, and or um, reputation.
Okay.
So if you still work for someone, that's shifting. And if you're not,
No.
meaning it has shifted, meaning like we're talking like to
Yes.
the core, like we're talking like okay, so Pluto is often misunderstood because he's seen as like, oh, he's the god of death, like Hades, yada yada. And I'm like, I have a Sun Pluto conjunction in trying to my moon, which is I've had to go through a lot of, and I still go through a lot of mini dark nights of the soul, like
Yeah.
ego death, right? Um,
Sure. Yeah. I understand.
yeah. Um, so Pluto works that way where it wants to dig into what is corrupt inside that needs to be detoxified, released, completely let go. It's power
Yeah.
because yeah, it's a high vibration of Mars because Mars is all about just anger, initiative. But what Mars is good for is the reason we have anger in the first place is because we have it's a cover up emotion to what's
Right.
really deep inside. It's
Right.
connections. It comes after Mars is in a further orbit than Venus, and so Mars represents that whole. I need to find a way to deal with this emotion that I cannot express that was somehow conditioned in me to not express. So I
Right.
could,
Right.
yes, exactly
Right.
right.
Sure.
So going back into that and feeling like okay, there's initiative. The reason we have initiative is because we're trying to utilize stuck energy into action and so that we can actually make use of the energy. But
Oh,
sometimes anger covers that up instead of being proactive, it's reactive, right? So
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So what is showing me here? There's something about no, let me double check here. It's tied to Haumea. Haumea is in your fifth house.
Okay.
Retrograde though, that means that you go through a lot of not only resting, but we talked about it earlier about how regeneration is important.
Yeah.
Um, but she's actually about earthly power. She's like Gaia, inner power, eternal youth, believing in your inner nature. She represents eggs, right? So
Okay.
if you look at if you work with things that have to do with fertility, that's that that's tied to this whole career thing. That's where you get wisdom too. Um,
Wow.
Part of the pain to purpose sort of thing with Chiron here.
Huh.
Um, let's see. Patience, well-beingness, gratitude, connection to nature. Um, like always, sort of rebirthing yourself. Um,
I feel like that.
yeah, yeah.
So
So it's also tied to oh, you must have had either cesarean or natural birth. When you have it, you don't have children. No.
I don't. No. I have stepchildren. None of my own.
Okay, that's still an energetic level. That means step meaning like
You're right.
you,
Yep.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah. That's
You're
okay.
right.
Something to
Yes.
do, something to do with DNA strands.
Yes.
So something about memories as well. There's something tied to. I knew I was getting memory earlier. There's something to do with working with I knew this is why it came up. I wasn't gonna say it yet, but I was like, okay, so working with DNA strands, so that means ancestry, past lives. Um, let me see if it's tied to. It's tied to your whole chart. There's something about not your mission per se, but how you deal with that, and you can use that towards your career or jobs or however you
Yes.
go about. Um, but it also means things that you nourish yourself with, working with probably with mothers and children or orphans. That's a big one. Because what happens with your Chiron here in Taurus in the first house, it shows me that one of the wounds that you have is not only through the loss of things per se, but also your sense of physical freedom. But it's tied to your body. So that means your
Yeah.
physical body felt like when you were a kid, it's like, oh, it abandoned me. But you had to really regenerate to that and figure out how to reverse those things like anti-aging, skincare stuff. Maybe look at things that are more natural, anti-aging stuff. Yeah. Um, outreach programs, community groups, that's also part of that. The farming thing comes up again. See, permaculture came back up again. Here you go. Okay. uh-huh. So anything with fertility, seeds, flowers, grains, you name it. Um,
Okay.
it's also tied to other more spiritual modalities like magic or um, prayer circles. Hula dancing is a big one here. Doesn't have to be
Uh,
hula. It could be something symbolic, like something that's circular.
yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Could be dancing also.
Perfect.
Any sort of incantations, chants, potions.
Okay.
Um, working with clay as well. There's something about clay. Artwork, music, choreography, writing. Okay, that one's coming back to the whole.
My husband and I make music together actually as well.
Oh, interesting. I'm I've been a musician for over 30 years. So um not to toot my own horn, but it's just
Oh,
so yeah, high school band and then I kind of just did my own thing after that.
this was so random for me. I never thought that I'd be. I used to play instruments when I was little,
Mhm.
and like I'm not a singer, but I guess I can rap. So my husband used to be
That makes
a
sense.
rapper when he was younger, and he was like, "Okay, come try this." And I was like, "Ah, no, I think." I was like, "I don't know about this. I don't know." And then I don't know. I just have this natural ability. I don't know. I don't know where the hell it came from, but it's been pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with myself a
It's
little
it,
bit.
it's a past life thing that you didn't tap to into before when you were younger.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. So I'll explain that in a bit here. But we're
Okay.
focusing more on your North Node, which is the path ahead of you. So always also celebrating things. The whole gratitude thing is huge part of this whole thing.
Yep.
Anything that becomes a domino effect. So you can also work with, like I said, orphans, people who have been shackled or like in bondage, or people who have been kind of stuck. That's a good way. Also, maybe ancestral pain. I feel
Okay,
like
that
it's
makes sense.
tied to ancestral heritage, generational trauma, even
Yeah.
foreigners,
Okay.
migration. Yeah, go ahead.
This makes a lot of sense because recently, well, I was doing it, but I didn't really connect the dots until recently. I can pick up patterns within one's DNA codes. I can read those and I pick up patterns and I look at the DNA codes and I'm able to see what within you is activating right now, what's integrating, like how your nervous system and your energetic body are connecting. You had mentioned the energetic earlier. And with that, I am able to help people move past things that they might be stuck in,
Mhm,
or any like generation or yeah ancestral or generational traumas that kind of just linger, maybe they're
mhm,
not aware of.
mhm, mhm,
I can identify those through their DNA codes and
mhm.
help them to like move forward or through that.
Awesome.
That's yeah.
I'm
That's
not
that is
surprised.
interesting.
I'm never surprised by people's gifts. I'm like, of course you all have it. It's just a matter of tapping into it. Be like, just it's also timing too. Sometimes we're not meant to get something that's so intense early in life because it'd be too
Right.
intense.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. You're
Yeah.
so right about
And
that.
it happens literally at a physiological level too. If we went into super high energies where we were surrounded by unconscious behavior and we didn't know it was unconscious, and all of a sudden you get this gift, and it's like, yeah, you could just die the next day. It'd be like, hello, no, you're not
Right.
physically ready to. You're in a shell. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes. I talk
yeah,
about that a lot, like our physical body and our energetic body, because we don't learn anything about our energetic body at all.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
K- I guess what I'm also alluding to was the whole like sometimes we get into certain things that we want to get into, but then realizing that the essence behind them is why we chose to have those gifts in the first place. Because
Right.
the gifts are already there. It's
Right. They're
just a
already
matter
there.
of opening it up, right? It's just like when we do mediumship or psychic or
Yep.
even direct channeling, they're always there. It's just more about do we meet them halfway? It's easier when it's psychic, of course, because it's one on one, it's more this way. But still, you're going to have to meet them halfway because you're trying to bridge a connection,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, what was it? There's also something about Pacific Oceans or Pacific Islander cultures, also known as Austronesian cultures. I also come from that background. Um, uh,
Austronesian, is that what it's called?
Austronesian, yeah,
Astrolation.
Austro, like Australia, and then Austro, and then there's
Australasian.
something
Okay.
about that because that's how Maya. So there's also something about the environment. So environmental protection, those kind of stuff, ecosystem, which ties in again with the permaculture stuff. Um, it's also about food. There must be something also tied to food because your Chiron is in the first house. So that means it's tied to food that is when it comes to the Taurus energy is very slow and slow metabolism. So when you were probably young, you had slow metabolism, right? Um, so part of that was not being able to release a lot of the excess things in your body
Okay.
because it took a while to get there. Um,
Uh,
I I would say specifically like mm, it's tied to the immune system. There's something about the immune
okay.
system there. Um, but it was like little things like your sensory nerves. I'm adding a bit of medical astrology here. So just
I know
because
the time. It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
yeah. So because Taurus is a very heavy energy, it's very like, you know, probably when you were a kid, you were fed things that were not necessarily healthy for your body. Like it wasn't
Sure.
light. It was very, because I know that when you were a child, at least past the age of 8, at least, or in general also, you were born with this, your moon in Cancer signifies that you like things that were cheese, related to cheese. But little bits of those cause inflammation. I don't know if
Cheese.
you're lactose intolerant,
No,
a
I'm
little
not.
sensitive.
I don't.
Oh,
I know. You know what? I might be. I might
okay.
be. I'm having some issues actually right now. I'm having some issues with my skin that I've never had before, and
Ah,
it could be relative to food. I just have not been able to nail it down yet. But I love freaking cheese.
okay.
But I haven't noticed if it doesn't really seem to give me an issue.
Nothing happened with the feet when you had too much dairy or ice cream or
You know
any.
what's funny? Okay, okay, okay. When I was a kid, I don't even know if it's connected to this. When I was a kid, I used to get the worst. Something was going on with my feet. They would literally crack, like deep cracks.
Hmm,
I'd have to go to like a foot doctor and he'd have to give me specialized medication for my feet because they were
hmm.
so like dry and so like I mean they were deep cracks. It was pretty nasty. But that does not exist today. It's like it only happened when I was a kid. No idea why.
So something happened there that had to change. Okay. there was definitely a change, a shift in your because of the okay, fullest of Aries here. So I feel like it's tied more to the head. There's something about the head or the suprarenal or adrenal glands, so stress hormones.
Okay.
Whenever I think when you were in school, in elementary school, when it was just especially when it was abusive, even your teachers might have been also part of be abusive, emotionally abusive. It caused a lot of that these
Okay.
stress hormones as well, and affected you internally, which actually
Yes.
also infected you in the womb as well when you were
Okay.
in your
Okay. Now
mom's womb.
that makes a lot of sense. I do feel very sensitive to emotional abuse.
Yeah. Mm,
And I think that I wasn't recognizing when it was happening,
mm,
it, but it affects my inside so deeply. I
yeah,
feel like I'm
yeah,
very sensitive to that.
yeah, yeah. So
That
yeah, so and remember, there's certain types of cheeses out there that I wouldn't say necessarily cheese, but like because of the way it's made, right? It's not so much.
right,
It's not because it's cheese. It's kind of like saying,
right,
"Oh, humans are this," or blah 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 this.
right,
Men
right,
are
right.
like this. Yeah, no, no, no. It's not that. It's literally how it's made.
How it's made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I don't see, and this is not. I hope this is not me trying to sound like I'm promoting veganism. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. I'm vegan, but I had to change my diet because of my own health reasons. But there's so do you have a balanced diet now? Like do you eat like the
You
protein,
know what?
dairy,
I've
vegetables?
been concerned with this because I don't feel like my diet lately has been great. And I've had this like inner feeling that I need to shift it. I've had this just feeling that I need to like shift my diet. I don't know why.
Mhm.
I know it needs to be more balanced for sure, but that's not the reason why I'm feeling the shift, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very strange. I've never felt like this before when it comes to food.
Okay. Let's take a look at your what we call a progress chart. It'll show me if anything's
Like I'll have real deep cravings for like foods that are grounding. I'll have real deep cravings for like greens. Like I don't I love all food, don't get me wrong. I am a adventurous eater and I'm an equal opportunist when it
yeah.
comes to
Yeah, yeah,
eating.
yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
But the way I want, like the way I crave these grounding foods or these greens, that's something very new. I've never experienced
Uh,
that before.
well, your moon has progressed into Aquarius now, so this will still apply to the next year, 2026. It's not going to be
Uh-huh.
much different from right now. But because your moon has progressed into Aquarius, into actually there's this thing as duads in astrology, and duads give us specific details about. It can give specific details about what degree the planet is in what sign. So it's a further step away from what's called deacons in
Okay.
astrology. It just means that it's so for example, people might say moon in Aquarius. Okay, great, moon in Aquarius. Okay, that means people like people like this love to eat spicy food. I used to love that too. For you, yes, now it's progressed into Aquarius, but because I'm adding in the dwad of where's this one into Gemini, you're more into snacking a little bit less, so you're eating less and kind of
Yes.
probably eating more frequently than before, but still smaller portions, but
I'm eating
also
a lot.
spicier than before.
Love spicy food.
Okay.
I if it's I love it. I want all of it to be spicy. And you are absolutely right. I'm eating less.
Okay.
I might snack a little bit, or I might snack more than yeah I do. I might snack more than I have before, but I am eating less overall.
Okay. Okay.
You are right.
Okay. Cool.
That is true.
Hmm. Your ascendant has now moved into Cancer. It was in Taurus before. So that means your overall body is connected to a lot of the fluctuations of the moon. So that means tied to emotions, magnetism, your auric field, um, how your moods, how it goes from here, your sensitivity to environment. You're more sensitive to the environment, emotionally speaking, before it was more about all of most of the senses, but it's almost like your energy's probably gone down to this area of your chest.
Yep.
It's like you feel more through the heart center. And okay. Um,
Yep.
but that also means that on a physical level, um, let me double check here. I like to cheat with a chart. Into Libra. Oh, okay. So you're trying to balance things with, like, in terms of what you put in your body, how you take care of your body, trying to balance things. You're trying to also not only just the lighter things, but possibly some things that are, yes, spicy, but not too spicy. So it's almost like you're balancing. You probably like the combination of like maybe the sour and sweet, sour and spicy, bitter and sweet. It's like kind of like that kind of stuff, right? So it's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I like it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
But also that means that any sort of nutrition in your body, you probably don't take in, let's say, if you were taking multivitamins, you don't take it every day. Um,
Right.
right? It's almost like, I don't know, if I feel like you're learning to balance most of the stuff that you eat. So, but because your moon is in Aquarius, your food eating habits not only become small portions, but also maybe sporadic to a certain degree.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I will wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be so hungry. I have to get out of bed and go get something. This has
Mm.
never been a thing for me. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why am I starving right now? I could not go back to sleep. I have to go get something to eat.
Okay.
You know what though? It has not affected my body in terms of like any weight gain or weight loss. I have stayed relatively the same. I have lost some weight, but it's plateaued now. Like it's staying the same.
Okay.
Whether my eating is sporadic, whether it's balanced or not, it's so strange.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah. Well, you are going through stuff in 2026. I'm seeing here the Mercury. What is this one here? Where's Juno? What? Sorry, I miss. Hold on. Am I misreading that? Hold on. Juno. Degrees. Okay. So you have Mercury, Juno transiting next year. Um, specifically Mercury here, but Juno's part of this one. She's an asteroid. She was the Roman equivalent of Hera, but she wasn't really about jealousy. She's about loyalty. She's about marriage. There's something about something tied to these things related to your marriage
Okay.
or any partnerships. It could not necessarily mean partnership itself, but it could also mean that things that you, any shared resources, taxes,